Students don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. It was the first time that I cried for a kid. A good public speaker needs to know how to be funny. A funny comedian needs to know how to make a point. The diversity of a community determines the diversity of your thinking and the singularity of your belief.
Why public speaking, and how has it changed you?
What? It's funny when you say change and I just changed my face. Such great timing. How has it changed me? It has changed my everything, my identity. There was no specific why. Like, it's not like suddenly I hear a voice from heaven like, Andreas, you should learn public speaking. No, but it was probably during one of my darkest times. I was just dumped by my previous ex-girlfriend, and I was feeling low. I did podcasts trying to not drown in that negativity. But because of that came this curiosity. How can I become a better host? And that's why I came to Toastmasters, get exposed to public speaking. But after the meeting, there was one person who came to me and said, "Thank you, Andreas. I needed to hear that," with very teary eyes. And I said, "Whoa, did I make you cry?" So it started with the curiosity. Eventually, it became a mission.
The next question is, what's the big difference between being a public speaker and a comedian?
Steve, you knew him.
Mm-hmm.
And, he is our club mentor. He mentioned one really golden quote. A good public speaker needs to know how to be funny. A funny comedian needs to know how to make a point. So the ultimate goal is slightly different, but the medium is the same. What is the medium? The medium is capturing other people's attention and making a point. But what is that point? A public speaker then is to make a point that changes the life of others or changes the way people do things. For a comedian, your goal is to make people feel entertained.
In this journey of public speaking, so who are your mentors and how have they helped you? You don't need to list all the names, but I just want to know, like, how have they impacted you?
I have like a huge book of... No, I'm just kidding. I think everyone is a mentor. One of the big mistakes that people like to make is, okay, I can only have one teacher, and I must follow this teacher wherever he goes. It's almost like in a classic kung fu, martial art, Chinese old ancient stories. But there's so many things that you can extract. Even, let's say, you speaking on stage, looking at other people's reaction. One person will suddenly frown or like furrow their eyebrow. The other person will feel, refreshed by your point. So now, if you go to that person during break time and simply say, "Hey, during my speech, I found that you were overly pleased with my point. Is it me or is it the speech? What captured you?" Then whatever information that person is giving becomes a life lesson. Oh no, not life lesson, a valuable lesson for your next. So coming back to your question, really, I don't have a specific mentor that I look up to, but I'm trying to extract as many from people. That being said, if you're asking me some public figures, one that people can find online, there's one person, his name is Vin Giang, VinGiang. I follow him religiously just because he's handsome and also he is very good at his craft.
I like the answer. Everyone can be your mentor. And I think that's what I miss the most when I'm posting videos online, because I don't know what the viewers like or dislike. I can't get these feedback. So I think that's the good about having a group of people listening to you, so you can seek their feedback. And I think feedback is crucial for your development.
The free part of it is the unrestrained part. Like, I don't want to be bound by any rule or any method of speaking, but controlled means what I'm doing is intentional. The reason why you laugh at this certain period of time is because I want you to laugh.
I learned the word humongous from you. And, after speech, I always have to look up the words I heard. And I think that's just what's special about you. Perhaps you read a lot of books, so you pick up those words and use them in your speech. So how do you learn English? Because English is not your native language. So how can you master the language so well?
Okay, first, there's another even better word called ginormous. When someone is like a giant, that's why it's even bigger than humongous.
Okay. Ginormous?
Anyway.
Ginormous?
Yeah, ginormous. It's like enormous.
Enormous.
It's like enormous, but you use GI instead of E. So it's like giant, ginormous.
Okay.
I think it has something to do with genes as well, because my mom told me when I was little and I heard somebody says a new word that I don't understand, I would follow that person until that person explains to me what that word means. And I will kind of like just mouth it the entire day. But I think that reflects a very simple language learning process, which is input-output, right? You get something, and then you internalize it, let your brain absorb this new word, but you have to use it. Because if you don't use it, your brain is going to just keep it and then slowly move back until it vanishes into the deep, dark room of your memory storage room. So one big mistake that even sometimes I do in learning Chinese is, like literally just now, I saw your poster, I saw this new word, 才横什么什么义.
华横义.
Oh, 才华横义. Right? It's crazy because literally 3 minutes before I jumped into this like video call, I just saw that definition. It works the same no matter what language it is, English or Chinese. Once we learn a new word, I think we should spend the next 1 week to simply just use it at any given point. So like one time I was trying to remember the 成语趁热打铁, and then I saw someone coming to imagine after a long time, and then I was like, oh, so happy to see you. Can we do a high five? 趁热打铁. It's like, it doesn't make any sense, but I just want to use it because otherwise I will forget.
And I saw you try diving, right?
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah, how did that make you feel?
It adds on a new layer to understanding what makes you nervous on stage and how you can calm yourself, calm your emotions to reach that full maximum zen or relaxation mode. When you're diving, you are entering a new world, so you have to play by the new world's rule. And that is also why you want to completely give in, because when you give in, you obtain a new power from that world. When you are fully relaxed, you're not thinking about breathing. Your mind is literally in one with the water. Your body already knows how to react. But the problem is when you start to have your own thoughts, you are actually blocking your body to react naturally. There's this concept in diving called mammalian dive response or reflex, where our body literally turns into a dolphin or like a mammal in the water. But again, your human thoughts stop that process. So now, after learning how to dive, it gives me a new layer of calmness, relaxation on the stage. I know things will go awry or things will go south, but I'm still there. So might as well enjoy every second rather than suffocate trying to obtain that approval from the audience. So that goes back to what I was talking about just this journey to communicating. I know for a fact that communication, public speaking has changed the entire trajectory, the entire shape of my life, and I want to give that as a gift for other people. So in order for me to do that, I need to understand where they're coming from, what they are experiencing, the problem that they're facing. So now diving has added a new way of solving people's nerve on the stage.